I like this a lot, that we are preparing SCVs first and then we are making those factories. What I am missing is controlling this corner already. If you see a lot of goons going here, very often you can just unsiege and go. This is even worse for Protoss than when Hydras try to come in. One thing I'm missing is to have SCV already over here. What happened in the last 2 minutes or something is actually pretty bad for us. So we are using time that we have to do something on the map, but we are not actually killing anything. If you can get those 3 bases, you don't even need your main. So today we are gonna go through the replay of Aether. He submitted it some time ago, and today it's time to do it. So he's playing versus Hawk, but Hawk is playing Protoss, not Zerg actually. So I'm quite interested what is gonna happen in this game, because this game is actually like of a little bit higher level than the usual content. I will also try to talk about like more advanced stuff here and there, if possible, if something comes to mind. And also I know that this game is, I think, about 30 minutes long, so either we're gonna skip some parts or this video is gonna be long. We'll see. If something won't be interesting enough, then I'll just skip it. But hopefully there won't be many of such moments. But at the same time, I don't want this video to last like an hour. So we'll see. Standard, well, factory timing. Nothing wrong, like every time I get my factory up to 230, it's actually pretty good. I consider it to be okay. Of course, the faster you can get it, the better. We didn't see the result. Let me actually come back a little bit. So entering, I'm just interested whether the result came out, because of course 240 is the timing you want to look for. So we see the range starting, which is actually not telling us anything. So I know that, for example, on lower level, when Protoss wants to go rangeless expo, they don't make range, and they show it this right away. But those better Protosses, what they do is that they start the range and they cancel the range because it's free to cancel the upgrade, and then they put Nexus anyway, so you always have to check for that. But in this game we know that this was 330 Nexus around this time, so we know this is with range. Okay, we got our supply, so we send Vulture to the third base. This is also something that this is a complete detail, right? But when you play versus better players, they know that you're gonna put Vulture over here, usually, or they check for that. If they are not sending their goons to your bunker, they will check for the base, for the Vulture in a base, right? So I would put this Vulture here so I can see the goon before the goon sees me and I can escape without taking any damage, because now, this is, like I said, this is a detail, but now the goon, we won't see goon before he sees us, so he will be very focused in some cases to actually put some damage on this Vulture, and that might be pretty bad, because if you take like 3 shots, then you will never have opportunity to put mines here again, because you won't risk it. But that's a detail, like I said. Okay, so we're going fast armory. Okay, 3 Vulture, fast armory, 4 Vulture even. And speed. Okay, so I'm not familiar with this build, but it's logical, so it's probably fine. I have to admit I didn't see pro games for quite a while already, like for like good few weeks or even months at this point. I wasn't watching anything from pros, so maybe this is something that is new. But normally when you are playing one factory and armory on one fact, you don't go for speed, because it's like you have a couple of those Vultures and that's fine, but you are not going attack. Okay, we missed the probe, by the way. Yeah, so for example, something like that, when I'm on one fact, I don't like it, because it's good to try, but the cost of failing is much higher at the same time, right? Because you have less units, so in case you lose the Vultures over here, we lose all our map control. But in this case, we only lost 1 Vulture, so it's fine. Like I said, we can take those risks. We just have to be aware of the consequences. And we have Siege. Hawk is not going for an attack with Observer, now he's showing us Observer, but we also saw Guns here, so this is not like committed attack designed to check for our siege mode. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot, that we are preparing SCVs first and then we are making those factories. I think this is like super good technique to actually make your production going. So we are clearly going 5-fact, maybe 6 in the future, but I don't think so. Usually you go 5 if you go fast armory. So one thing that is different than when I'm doing 5-fact +1 is that we have no Goliaths. Because we actually went second add-on, so we are not producing Goliaths right now. So I'm interested in what we are gonna do. I suppose, like judging by the game length, of course I have the luxury of knowing how long this is gonna be. I am assuming third base. We scanned like 4-gate, which is like we didn't see anything special here. We know there is a base probably. What I am missing is controlling this corner already, because right now Protoss will see our CC on the spot, right? If he has Observer over here, and he probably has it somewhere over here. And he will try to build 4-base immediately. Unless he's going some kind of high-tech, like carriers maybe. But even then, very often they will do that anyway. Because it's just... like, they are safe, so they can do that. Okay, and the next decision... okay, I don't understand this, actually. Maybe that was a misclick. I think the best usage for those vultures would be like... we had 3 vultures, right? One here on the ramp, and one here on the ramp. This should be our setup, in my opinion. I feel like we are missing turret here to just deny this vision from the most important location, right? Because if we have turret over here, then Observer has to be somewhere around, and Protoss cannot see our whole army, unless there is turret here, but I don't think so. Okay, so we are going 7-fact. Okay, alright. That's pretty standard nowadays. Some people go for upgrades out of this, and then you go for like 2-1 and probably 4th expansion. But you may also play this 7-fact 1-1 style, which is pretty normal and also very popular. Okay, next factory, just because we have money. Yeah, I think we are missing those turrets. Like, okay, we have one here, but we are not using this best advantage of this map, which is to put tower over here. Okay, we have this. So you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You want to deny that, because this is so important. It makes your game so much easier. Look, immediately his goons are going over here. I'm pretty sure now, because of those goons, like if you see a lot of goons going here, very often you can just unsiege and go. That's very popular like scenario. Because if you exclude those 7 goons from his army, or there might be even more sometimes, then you will win the fight in the field. And we are going, I like that, yeah. But now we have to be careful, right? Because now he will pull back those goons. So we kind of have to be very careful where we go. Especially, I hate that. Like, I would never do that, to be fair. Unless I had like super good vision over here. But going through the minefield is so bad. Like, you can get ambushed with shuttles, for example, but on top of that, the worst part is that if you would ever like to retreat, we'll kind of have to go through here. I don't know if we know that there is no base, actually. Also, we didn't see anything particular with the scanner. Yeah, so siege already, that's very good, I like that. And put mines over here before that. Yeah, but that's actually pretty good, like... I'm wonder how we are not gonna kill him right there. It would be super good to run with those vultures right now and kill those. Like, when there are not many goons around the HDs, it kind of works. Like, this is even worse for Protoss than when Hydras try to come in and kill the item bearers, because vultures are faster, right? We are also working on our upgrades. One thing I'm missing is to have SCV already over here. This is something that I mention quite often, and I think that's one of the best technique to remember about those bases. When you are about to attack, just put one SCV in your bases, like future bases. So you could even send one SCV over here, and you don't have to do anything with them for now. But right when you have the money, like now for example, you can start the CC immediately, and that's pretty good. Okay, we went a little bit too far, I guess, right now. There is no reason to unsiege this many tanks. Like, our position is now superior. We should go and kill this Nexus for free. Like, come on, look. Let's go back a little bit. Right, so there is this a little bit of engagement, but he will retreat. And now there is no reason in the moment to unsiege and go forward. Yeah, so right now mine here and go like here and use advantage of this area like to make your position completely OP, because you can put like 1 or 2 tanks over here, stay with majority of the tanks in this spot and just go and bring like 4 tanks over here, and this would be killed for sure, and you don't have to engage like that. Because look, now we lost a lot of vultures for no reason, pretty much, over here. Like, we should not unsiege majority of our tanks, for sure. Yeah, like only unsiege 3, that's very good, and now move forward if you want to do that. I wouldn't chase that. Yeah, I really think that we should get, because we didn't get anything out of this attack. So what was our goal even over here? Because if you wanted to chase his army on the map, we should do it earlier, like mine out this and chase this army. And we could be on the path on to his next expansions, for example. But that was such an easy target and free target for us. Also, like enabling us to take 12 at the same time. But I think, so this, what happened in the last 2 minutes or something is actually pretty bad for us, because Protoss has base advantage, right? So he has this and this, at least. We don't know about anything else, but probably I'm assuming there are bases already. And the problem is that we are not growing. We are actually consuming our resources right now, and we are not getting any insurance for the late game. Because we didn't kill the base, so he didn't lose anything. Like, literally, we traded a little bit of units, but he has better economy, so it's good for him, what is happening right now. If we got that in the meantime, that would be actually good for us, but there is no sign of us taking expansion. Okay, I guess we have CC there, but this is still like, this should be made on the spot. There is no reason to make it there. It's better than not making it at all, but I don't like that we didn't get anything. And on top of that, it's like, what, we are gonna take this, but with this base still being alive, it's too easy for him to kill it. Yeah, I'm not seeing the good decision economy-wise over here. And now, because we gave up this position, he's going out on the map, but he actually ate a lot of mines, which shows how important it is to actually plant them. Yeah, and we are kind of stuck, right? I mean, it's not easy to make a decision what to do now, because he's on the map right now, and we could get countered if we attack this base right now. Like, a lot of his army is on the map right now. I would like to know whether there are gateways. I would scan this already, because I wanna know. Because it changes my whole strategy. If there are gateways, there is kind of no reason to chase his army on the map anymore, because even if we kill the army, then we cannot contain both spots, usually. That's impossible. But if he has no gateways here, we can literally chase his army down, and he can only come out from here. And it's a very easy game then, because you can kill the army and go with everything to this spot, for example. But yeah, it's not clear what to do right now, because we don't know anything. Like, maybe he even has all those bases already. We don't know. Yeah, and this base is very questionable. Like, it looks okay, but if you think about it, it's... I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Because we are so spread right now. If we had this base, then having a little bit of a defense here, and this counter is much worse as well. And now we are going back with everything but tanks. Yeah, I guess we are kind of forced to go back, actually. But the worst part about this is, again, like, look at what is happening in the game, right? So we are moving out on the map, so we are using time that we have to do something on the map, but we are not actually killing anything. We never sieged this expo, which is the easiest target for us. And he again bought time by this attack. Because even if he loses everything, he's over here. He will, first of all, he probably has a lot of gateways, probably here as well, and then he will just remake his army, but his economy is still going. He keeps making those units all the time, and we are not growing again. Like we got 12. That's very good, but I don't think that's good enough for this moment in the game. I like that we have such space over here, but yeah, why are we not doing anything with here? Finally, we are doing something. But Hawk is actually he accepted this, that he's gonna lose this, and there are no props anymore. I think he anticipated the attack and much earlier and just took all his probes. Yeah, this is annoying, right? Very annoying. This is actually a lot of army as well. But luckily, yeah, we reacted on time, so I like that a lot. The reaction was very good. How are our upgrades going? Okay, +2 about to be finished. Late, but it's okay. Yeah, and Protoss, because usually he probably doesn't care about this base anymore at all, but it's just let's trade and just make you spend more time on it. This is exactly thought process of Protoss right now. Because at this moment of the game for Protoss, it's all about wasting Terran's time. So what Protoss would like to do is to deny your mining, so some kind of drops recalls or something like that, and buying time so his expos can mine in this moment. Okay, I don't like this. I think this is too small of an army. I might be wrong, but it feels really small. Yeah, yeah, that's quite bad. We lost a lot of tanks and Goliaths, so these were expensive units. Yeah, he wasn't disorganized enough to make this work. We should bring everything. But I like that we are taking this, finally. So that's good. But again, we are throwing units. Yeah, I think this was a throw. This was complete throw. Because we were not in a bad spot. A moment ago we had a mine here, so I know if Protoss has this expansion, he just started. So it was actually a completely fine situation. He doesn't have this as well. So actually Protoss wasn't doing the best job expanding in this game. But his army maneuvers were pretty good. And we kind of didn't handle that well enough. Okay, some HT sniping, that's good. I like that. But again, we have this darkness, right? I don't like that. I think the least we should do is to keep those vultures over here. Every time the vulture is dying in the corner, send another one. And another one, and send more if you need, and to the point where he really brings a lot of dragoons so we cannot overcome them with vultures anymore. Yeah, I think this is actually OP spot there. This position for Terran when you're attacking Protoss is extremely annoying. I can imagine we can even reach his rallies, which is extremely annoying for him. Yeah, so he's just trading, gaining space on the map. I can assume his game plan is to just keep you on those bases forever. That would be my plan as Protoss right now. Okay, he has Arbiters, so I'm expecting recall on 12 at some point, or at 9. Because this is exactly what the Arbiters are doing in the late game, and why this is so annoying to play versus them. They will just recall your bases, and you can almost never effectively defend versus that. Okay, this maneuver is quite good, but we are missing some Goliaths. Okay, now we have them. Scan. Okay, that was... I like the idea to cut off those two places from each other to divide his army, but we are missing some vultures, I guess, as well, versus those zealots. So in the end we got stasis, and this is not that good, but probably you can still retake this and save those units. I would assume. But more of his units are coming as well, so it will be pretty hard. Yeah, and we're gonna lose this again. If you see the resources, actually, yeah, he's making a lot of units right now, but his bank vanished. Which probably means, yeah, exactly, I wanted to say that. He doesn't have this, which is a huge mistake by him right now. Protoss should have this corner already at this moment. But I can imagine this run out as well, and now he's on 3 bases. unless he has 6 as well, but we don't know that. So 3 base Protoss in the late game is manageable, especially if all of those bases are in the same place. Protoss can never lose a fight, because if he loses fight once, your army will be right there where his mining is. Yeah, but we kind of lost map control. Yeah, so at this point, like, very big asset we have actually in this game right now in this position is that we almost mined this out. So if we will want to split them up, which should be the default right now, will be actually, like, splitting them up right now, it will be pretty good, because we won't have to care about this and we won't be like positioned very widely. So we can actually defend all of those positions just by placing some mines and tanks, and Protoss will almost always trade unfavorably versus that. Yeah, but our problem is that we don't have enough army right now. We don't have gas actually. Yeah, we have gas problem, but what I wanted to say is that we need to establish like control over this whole area, and we are lacking army. It doesn't matter that we lost that at this point. Like, this is almost no minerals left. One problem is that he will retake this base, which has a lot of minerals. But that's fine, we have to accept that. And just literally bring all your army almost and keep sending everything over here, because if you can get those 3 bases, you don't even need your main at some point. This is like very often, this scenario is actually happening pretty often, or is possible to happen, that you take the last corner as a Terran, which is fresh, or there was a base, you killed it, so this base is pretty healthy still. And then in the process, you will get recalled, for example, to your main, or just Protoss will walk in because there will be not many units. But then what you can do, lift off everything, and if you have enough SCVs and some bank, you can actually rebuild over here and win the game, because you have fresh bases, and Protoss mined out almost everything at this point, right? So at this point, I would just send everything to this bottom left, because it's too open right now. He can just kill it, and if he kills the bottom left, we lose. We don't have mining anymore. We have one base. One base Terran in the late game is not good. We need at least 2. Okay, so that was good reaction, and we should keep going to the bottom left. Just keep going. Don't care about the... Yeah, like... you can try to defend that with some small forces, but you can never send everything over here. Yeah, I like we send something over here, but that might not be enough. That's the problem. The majority should be here, and this should be defended by something. Worst case, just abandon this. Just lift off every building that can fly and go here, and play complete defense for like next few minutes, rebuilding. You have enough SCVs. You have some bank to just replace the supplies. You will mine more. You can take CCs as well and just expand over here and defend this. And this is one game pretty much, because all Protoss will have left is this and maybe 6, maybe. But you will at some point be able to contest this base. But this is winning for Terran. 3 fresh bases versus even like those fresh bases, this is completely winning. Yeah, so at some point you just accept the main loss versus Arbiters. You can do that and still win. Yeah, okay, he has this, but as I said, you can let him have this. Like, I would not go and attack. It's too risky. Like, those 5 tanks are crucial because we have no production at this point, kind of. Yeah, and now he comes and kill those tanks, and those tanks were essential to defend this. Because, of course, he will have recall available, so we really need a lot of units over here to defend. Yeah. And we are late to defend this. Yeah, so the scenario that I was afraid of happened right here, where we just didn't bring units over here. It was better to sacrifice main than to sacrifice this base. Because if you think about it, if we lose this, game is over anyway. So it's better to sacrifice main and have potential to come back from this and take those bases, rather than lose this base and lose for sure, because main is worthless without resources, right? Yeah, so the game is pretty much over. Okay guys, if you have any questions about this game or in general, put them in the comments. Put something in the comments in general if you can, that would be very helpful. Let's get this algorithm going if we can. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.